everyone. In this video, I'm talking about the heart and opening your heart to your ancestral heart and what that means. This is the fourth video in a series of 4 that I did all around the heart chakra and the different levels of the heart. And so in this one, I'm talking about the ancestral heart that we all have. We all have ancestors. And the ancestors were super excited to be talking about this and introducing you to the concept of ancestors if this is something that's new to you. But we all know we have a mother and a father, and we all know that we hold that kind of the DNA, the genetics of our ancestors in every single cell of our body. And according to Webster's dictionary, an ancestor is, an ancient ancestor is anyone who lived before your grandparents. So there's several generations back to be considered an ancestor. Now, there are a lot of cultures in the world, and indigenous cultures, that have a very strong ancestral practice where they honor the ancestors that came before them. And the reason why they honor them is because they know that they carry the wisdom and the knowledge of their ancestors in their bones. And they know, just like you are an expression of your ancestral lineage. And the love that comes through from your maternal side and your paternal side comes from thousands of years back, comes all the way through your heart chakra, and then just radiates into future generations. We've often heard that we have to create a better world for future generations. We hear this all the time. It's like, what's the world going to look like for my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren moving forward? So I think a lot of people have that thought at least once or twice in their life, but especially lately, when we're just hearing about all the changes in the world, we really do wonder what the future generations are going to look like for our family. And so I'm talking about that kind of awakening to that ancestral knowledge. Now, I know that there's probably a lot of you out there that do a lot of ancestral work, and that you may even come from indigenous cultures that really embody this. And so my intention is not to offend if I get it wrong. So I am conceptualizing this with the Western mind and kind of speaking about it from that Western perspective. So my name is Nancy Rebecca. I am a psychic. I work as a full-time psychic. I work as a healer. I'm also a registered nurse, and I teach psychic and intuitive development and have done so for over 20 years. But the other thing that I don't mention often is that I also trained in South Africa with the traditional medicine people there called Sangomas. And I'll leave a link here so that you can look for that information if you'd like to read more about them or watch some videos. But I was trained in that tradition. And so they do believe that their ancestors guide them and protect them and provide wisdom and insight to help them make decisions. And so they honor their ancestors for the life that they're given, and then they treat that in a very reverent, respectful way, knowing that they're carrying ancient knowledge forward to future generations. And so with my Western mind, it's not a subject that I embodied easily, but I have made it a daily practice, and I'm in a constant state of learning. So I'm going to pass a little bit of this learning on to you. So I've kind of made some notes here. So you are a living expression of your ancestors. Your ancestors dreamed you into existence. So if you think about, when you think about future generations, your own ancestors also thought about their future generations. They also thought about how, what kind of world do they want to provide for you so you can grow and survive and thrive in life. So just imagine that your ancestors dreamed you into existence. I think that's quite beautiful and quite lovely. your ancestors suffered quite a bit for you to be able to survive. They would do whatever they needed to do for the survival of the family. And so for me, I kind of think about, all right, I have my children, I have my grandchildren, I have a huge mother bear side where if someone is, if I even think someone's going to hurt or harm my family, boy, I can really rise up in a way that I wouldn't normally just for myself. But if it comes to protecting those that I love, yeah, I definitely would step forward. And if push came to shove, who knows what I might be capable of to protect my family. So I like to share that just to help kind of conceptualize and give you that kind of perspective, the spiritual perspective. So I wanted to read to you what the ancestors told me, because when I sat with them and I said, I'm going to talk about the ancestral heart, teach about the ancestral heart. So what is it that you wish for me to share with people on this video this week? And so I'm just going to read it verbatim. Your ancestors have sacrificed greatly so that you could have a life, a full, vibrant life. You are given this high gift of life from your mother and from your father. Your ancestors have carried their dream for you forward so that you would take up this calling to also move love and healing towards future generations, carrying forward the wisdom, the knowledge, the love that is in your bones. In their quest to survive, many ancestors who lived before may have hurt or even harmed others to make sure that your entire lineage survived so that you could be born. However misguided their tactics may have been. And then they say that we have come through you to help right the wrongs on earth, to stabilize the future for the earth and all beings that live here. And so when they talked about those misguided ways, so when we feel protective, when we may hurt or harm others because we fear for their life, we want to protect them, that can be a real threat. So maybe a dog is coming after your child, or maybe you're walking at home at night and somebody comes out of the alley and you've got your friends with you and you want to stand up and help protect them. But we can also have kind of misguided fears where we may fear someone because of the color of their skin, or we may fear them because they're of a different sexual orientation, or we all know, even on the earth at this time, that different religions fear other religions. And so you may try to protect your family against another religion because you truly fear for your life. And we're seeing a lot right now in our political divide where most people really believe right now, if we don't do something, the world's going to fall apart. So those can be very well intended thoughts, and where we feel very kind of reactive and responsive to kind of protect for future generations. And so I only share this with you because history is repeating itself. Our ancestors have gone through what we're going through now, and even worse than what we've gone through, whether it was genocide or wars that went on for generations, And so, so there's a lot of what I call kind of baggage to be unpacked sometimes with our ancestors. And a lot of times when we're doing ancestor work, when I'm working with people and their ancestors, you may have suffered hurt and harm from your own family members. And so a lot of times then we just want to cut them off. We don't want to have anything to do with them. We don't trust that our families can provide a loving, healing place. But I also work as a medium, and what I know is that when your loved ones come from the other side, they want to communicate with you. It's like once they're on the other side, that's where they feel all that love. That's where they feel that blissful, divine expression of love. And then suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, I want to right wrongs. I want to try to heal and make things better. I remember one particular woman, both parents had passed, and she was hurt by both parents. And they came through and said, "We don't expect you to forgive us. We just ask that if you would think about, could forgiveness be a possibility at any time in your future?" So they knew not to expect forgiveness instantly, but they just asked, can we kind of even just think about moving in that direction? So when I'm talking about the ancestral love, we're going to go back in this meditation, and we're going to go back to the ancient vibration and frequency of the purest love, the healthiest love, that divine love that comes to the family. And that love from your maternal side is going to be different than your paternal side, because it's a blend, it's a mixture, it's a recipe of all the generations and how they expressed love. So how about we do a meditation? So go ahead and well, before you close your eyes, let me just mention one other thing. So your heart chakra is located in the chest. For those of you who are not familiar with the chakras, a chakra is a spinning wheel, and it's kind of this vibration and frequency, and it expresses love. So that this kind of spinning wheel spins and brings through love. Now, right here on the left side of your chest, in that soft spot between your breastbone and your shoulder, is one chakra there, and then on the right side is another chakra. And so let's say your maternal side comes through that left side, blends with your heart, and then expresses forward to the future. On the right side would be your paternal side, expresses through the right side all the way out to the future. So that's what we're going to do in this meditation. So go ahead now. Whew. Close your eyes. And go ahead and place both of your hands on your heart chakra and allow yourself to just drop into that really deep place in your heart where your relationship with the God of your heart resides. Now imagine sending love from your own heart all the way down to Mother Earth, grounding your own heart chakra to the core of the earth. Beautiful. Now, send love from your heart all the way up to the cosmos. In some cultures and indigenous cultures, they believe that their ancestors came from the stars. So allow yourself to send love up to the stars, up to the cosmos. Beautiful. Now allow the cosmic energy to flow back to you, the love from the cosmos to come back to your heart, sending love back to you. And allow Mother Earth to come from the core, sending the earth love all the way up to your heart chakra as well. If your heart chakra feels a little tight, just imagine opening it up a little bit more. Let yourself receive in all that love from the divine and from the earth. There you go. Okay. Now imagine your maternal ancestors, your maternal ancient ancestors that dreamed you into existence as a future generation. Allow yourself to feel their love. It's going to come all the way through all the generations behind you on the left side, sending their love all the way down the lines. It's going to go through the back of your heart chakra. Allow this maternal line's love for you to bathe your own heart chakra and take a moment to feel what that love feels like to you. Now allow your maternal ancestors to carry that love forward through the front of your heart chakra, allowing that pure love to flow all the way into the future generations. Even if you have not birthed your own children, you are the grandmother or the grandfather of future generations. Even if you didn't birth them, you are dreaming them into reality. If it feels a little tight, just open your heart chakra a bit more. Beautiful. Allow your ancestors to continue to infuse your energy field with the love all the way into future generations. And now let's call in your paternal line, the love of your paternal ancestors, the ancient ones, that pure ancient love that comes through the paternal line all the way generations back, and imagine it just flowing through all the generations, through the right side of your heart chakra, bathing you in their love for you as they dreamed you into existence. And what does the paternal love feel like to you? your heart can be bathed in the love of your ancestors, even if you did not maybe feel the love in this lifetime from your parents. Your ancestors still love you immensely. Now allow that paternal love from your ancient ancestors to flow right through that right side of your heart chakra all the way out to future generations. Beautiful. Take a moment to thank your ancestors for all the love and whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and rest your hands if you've been holding your heart. Open your eyes. So, opening to your ancestral heart. That's what I mean by that. You have had that personal experience yourself, and I encourage you to make it a daily practice. Get up in the morning, you can offer a glass of water to your ancestors, you can light a candle, you can just place your hands on your heart and allow their love for you, their wisdom and knowledge, to move through you all the way to future generations. Now for me personally, even though I do a lot of work with the ancestors and I've worked with a lot of people helping them to get in touch with their ancestors, I've been taking some time off because of some of my own health issues this past year, although I'm doing much, much better, and I actually got my first haircut this week. However, my Sangoma sister, Kathy Bales, is doing online sessions with you. If you want to have a session with her, her website is kathybales.net. And I will put that link below so you can click and go to her website. She provides a very wonderful, loving, extremely compassionate space. She has a huge devotional practice with her own ancestors. She's done her own work for a long time, holds a solid, grounded place. So if you would like to learn more about your ancestors and more specifics about the ancestors that are there to support you in this lifetime, I highly recommend that you go ahead and have a session with her. So thank you all again for joining me. Subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe and the little bell so that you get notifications. I'm always talking about the dynamics of the human energy field, but I also like to talk about those influences such as our ancestors or the stars or Mother Earth that influence our human energy field. If you'd like to join my email list, you can go to intuitivemind.org. I'm always releasing a longer kind of weekly blog talking about energy. So I'm always about educating you so that you have a more kind of expanded view and a spiritual perspective about being a soul, being a spirit, having a human experience on this earth at this time. So thank you all again for tuning in this week. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.